ਇਹ ਸਪਿਰਚੁਅਲ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ AMC ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ 6045076666 ਤੇ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ। ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਪਿਰਚੁਅਲ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ। ਇੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਲਿਵਿੰਗ ਦ ਵਿਲ ਆਫ ਗॉड, ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਹੁਕਮ ਰਜਾਈ ਚੱਲਣਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾਨਕ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾਲ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਹੁਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਸਕੀਏ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਗੂ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ। ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ, ਅਤੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕਈ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਉੱਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਆਓ ਇसी ਸਫ਼ਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ ਧਰਮ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਦੂਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਅਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਪਿਰਚੁਅਲ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹੀਏ, ਸਮਝੀਏ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਗੂ ਕਰੀਏ। ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਕਮ ਰਜਾਈ ਚੱਲਣਾ, ਨਾਨਕ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾਲ ਦਾ ਕੌਨਸੈਪਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਗੂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਤੋਂ।
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Harbans Ji, last, as you mentioned in the last episode, we will continue that discussion. And we discussed how the organized religion, what is preached in the places of worship, is failing the society.
Right.
And talk about spiritual philosophy of Sri Guru Granth Sahib, living in the present, how understanding this philosophy can change our life. As we discuss, spirituality is a way of life, with the instructions how we conduct ourselves in the society.
Right.
So now coming to this philosophy about when Guru Nanak Pacha says, Balhari Kudrat Vasya, Kudrat Dui Kudrat Saji Bich Asan Ditro Sao Kudrat Kaban Kahan Bichar. Guru Nanak Pacha is saying here, God to Guru Nanak Pacha is the embodiment of the laws of nature.
Right.
So we will discuss what that means in our daily life. And many, as I mentioned, many philosophers have discussed nature and God in the same context.
Yeah.
So in this, when we are discussing this philosophy, Harpiji, we are only interested in the spiritual message in this one. And how to be a good human being, how to live in peace, find meaning of life, and live in peace and happiness. And as I mentioned, we are not interested in scientific explanations of this, when this universe was created and how this created. No. Nanak was not a scientist. Nanak was a spiritual visionary.
Right.
He taught us the way of life. Guru Nanak actually didn't give us any religion. Guru Nanak Pacha taught us the way of life.
Right.
When Guru Nanak Pacha, we will stick to the Harpiji, let me mention here, when any explanation of Gurvani take away from the path of teaching of how to be a good human being, how to find meaning and purpose of life, how to live stress-free life, if anybody takes away from us from this path, is misleading, is meaningless and worthless, has no relevance to our daily. Now stick to this philosophy. When Guru Nanak Pacha said, "Hukme andar sab ko bahar hukm na koe," we hear every day in common in our homes, "Hukm to bagair patta bhi nahi hilda."
Bilkul.
Kiha janda hai.
Absolutely, this is commonly said. What does that mean? Yeah.
What that real mean? It should mean in our life, in a daily life. What this means in our daily life, here Guru Nanak Pacha says, in this universe, in our life, nothing happens outside the laws of nature.
Yeah.
Everything happens in a system. Guru Nanak Pacha called this will of God. The one lesson in this one, in this laws of nature, miracles never happen. Miracles never happen. And Guru Nanak Pacha says, Balhari Kudrat Vasya, God is embodiment of the laws of nature. Then Guru Nanak Pacha says, Tera ant na jai lakhya. Okay, it's a very important message in that. Guru Nanak Pacha says this structure of the universe is incomprehensible, infinite and unknowable. How the laws of nature work. This is not the subject of what we are interested in. We learn now to, Guru Nanak Pacha is saying here in these two terms, is saying, I have learned not to fight the nature, rather to surrender to the will of God.
Abide nature.
Live according to the laws of nature.
Right.
Live the will of God.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we say these two things, Now Guru Pasha says, I've learned to surrender to the will of God. Now Harbiji, we need to understand what is the will of God.
Yeah.
Okay, in a daily life, what is the will of God? What is surrender to the will of God means? What is relevance to our daily life?
Ji.
So we need to understand that. Guru Nanak Pacha says, Hukme andar sab ko. Every event in life happen according to the laws of nature, a system.
Yeah.
Every event in our life. Well, let's take some examples in a daily life. I want a little bit of interactive, like questions. Like, let us take an example. A child is conceived. A child is a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
It's a genetic phenomenon.
Right.
Yeah. XX is a girl, XY is a
Chromosome,
boy.
absolutely.
This is the laws of nature.
Yeah.
Nobody can change that.
Right.
Nobody can.
Absolutely, nobody can change it. But again, we have, in religious many practices, we have brought this concept also forward. That go to a particular gurdwara over there, pray, you will be blessed with a son.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely against the concept of Gurbani, what Guru said.
Exactly.
But this is being propagated.
Exactly. That's what that's a law of nature. So when we talk of will of God, we need to understand that. That's a law of nature. Nobody can change. Let's take another example. A farmer's field crop, he sowed the crop is ready for harvest, and the hailstorms come and destroy the crop.
Ji.
Now, how the hailstorms are formed, and this is a law of nature. I don't want to go into detail, but there's a detailed explanation how the hails are formed. This is according to no scientist, nobody can stop that. This is a law of nature.
Right.
In a family member dies of cancer, what it is, some cells start abnormal growth, abnormal division. This is the law of nature. It happens. All these events are controlled under the laws of nature. Guru Nanak Pacha ke hukme andar sab ko bahar ko hukm hai. And scientists can explain how the boy and the girl is formed, how the hailstorms come, how the cancer cells, but they don't know, they cannot stop it. They have no control on that. They have no control on that. Do not have no control on, cannot change that. We can take preventive measures, we can take protective measures, but we have no control on the events, the situation we face every day. We have no control on it. And this is why Guru Nanak Pasha says, Sukh dukh doye dar kapure, pehre jaye manukh.
Right.
We face these challenges of life every day. They're the good times and bad times are the life situations.
Right.
And it is the life situation. These are life situations we face every day. These situations we face every day. There are good times and bad times. Some people die at a young age, and some live to the 100. This is the law of Rukum Raja Pana, and this is Guru Nanak Pasha called a will of God.
Absolutely, and here we reject this concept also because we always want those happy times, those good times, which is not possible in life. But we are always striving for that, and that is a cause of depression and tension and anxiety in people because we are not able to understand that if there is day, there has to be night, and if there is night, there has to be day.
Exactly.
So once we start understanding this concept, then the concept of hukum will be in our lives, and we'll start abiding, flowing with the flow, not rejecting it and not creating obstacles.
Accepting the situation. But this is what we are going to talk. Accepting the situation as they come in our life.
Right.
We talked about what is will of God, and then everything happened in the laws of nature. We will discuss a little bit more about that. And accepting the situations as they face and then find the solution.
Right.
It's called surrendering to the will of God.
That's right.
Surrendering to the, not resisting that will of God. Things don't happen the way we want.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah.
Resistance is tension and stress is how we react to the situation. This is where our tension.
Because your attitude gets so strengthened. If you are spiritual, if you have understood this concept, then your attitude gets strengthened. And of course, circumstances will not change, but the way you react to them will change.
Exactly. So Guru Nanak Pacha says, Gurbani's philosophy is, we live our life in two ways. Harpreet. One is a way of conflict and non-surrender, resistance.
Right.
The other way is the way of surrender.
Right.
You know, we have a complete choice how we want to live in this life. How we react to the situation the result comes from how we react. Our worry, stress, and anxiety. How we react. If we resist, this is where our worries and anxieties come. Way of conflict is when we are ignorant of the truth and dominant our own mind, and we are egoistic, and we are slave of our own mind. We are identified with the material world, and we do not accept the situation. When we are ignorant of the spiritual philosophy, what, as you mentioned, and we want things the way we want it, which do not happen, then the blame, when we don't accept the situation, we resist the situation, we deny the situation, we blame even God why it happened. This is the cause of the stress, depression, anxiety, and worries and pain of our life, everyday life. When we don't accept the situation, when there's a girl, we don't accept it. When the hailstorm comes, we don't accept this. This is the laws of nature. We have no control then. And that's why Guru Nanak Pasha says, Man chahat kuch aur hai ki aur hai pai. You know? We want things to happen my way. I want boy, I don't want girl. But that doesn't happen. You have no control on that. So when we resist that, that's where our angers and worries and they come. Then what Guru says, because you want things to happen the way you want it, things don't happen the way that way. And own thoughts, that's where our worries, our stress, our depression come from. It's a way of surrender. What is the way of surrender? Raja andar pane andar juna, will of God. The way of surrender is when we, with the divine wisdom, godly virtues, spiritually awakened, and we are empowered and learn to live in the present, we accept the situation. Every time, every situation, we accept the situation as they come in life, and then we find a solution. And when we accept the situation, we face the situation remaining calm, stable, and stillness, and worry-free. Any solution on life, worry about change in, the other day, for example, they talk about situations, and we face every day. The other day, somebody said, if the BC government changed, what will happen to my job? Worry, situation. Now, you can't change the government.
It's not in your hand.
It's not in hand today, but all you're worrying, you're not accepting. Okay, you take whatever measures you want to take, but as long as you resist it, you resent it, you're going to be worried.
Absolutely, Dr. Sab, as you very rightly said, the cause of tension, anxiety, worries that we don't accept the situation as it is, and we want it to happen the way we wanted. And when that doesn't happen, then we have issues and challenges. We'll continue with our discussion in our next episode as to when we talk about the will of God, how to incorporate that into our daily life, how to understand this basic concept so that we are strong enough from inside that we are able to face the situation as it is.
Spirituality is to empower us.
Absolutely.
Empower us to face I can tell you from my personal experience, if you grasp this concept, your life completely changes.
Wonderful.
Every situation.
That's very true, and we have seen a drastic change, a metamorphical change in you also since the time we began about 4 or 5 years back. Because every day is a learning stage, and we learn and we bring about that change. Thank you very much. Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh ji. So जो आज ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਈ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਮਹੱਤਵਪੂਰਨ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਕੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਿਕ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਟੈਨਸ਼ਨ ਵੱਧਦੀ ਹੈ ਡਿਪਰੈਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਐਂਗਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮਾਨਸਿਕ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਸਰੀਰਕ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੀਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੀਵਨ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਭਰਾ ਜੀ ਸਕੀਏ ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਧਰਮੀ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਖਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਪਰ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਐਸੈਂਸ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਦਾ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਅਸੀਂ ਗ੍ਰਹਿਣ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਤੇ ਲਾਗੂ ਕਰੀਏ। ਜੀਵਨ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਭਾਣਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਅਖੀਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਲਿਵਿੰਗ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਬਦਲ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ ਪਰ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਰਿਐਕਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹੀ ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਜਾਏ ਤਾਂ ਸਭ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਦਾ ਹੱਲ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ। ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੋਏ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੋਏ ਤਾਂ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰਨਾ 6046037555 ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਨਾਲ 6048391308 ਤੇ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਹਿੱਸੇ ਦੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਹੈ। ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਫਾਈਨਲੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ। ਇਹ ਸਪਿਰਿਚੁਅਲ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ AMC ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। 6045076666 ਤੇ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ।